Hello, Stripe Mates. It's your boy Niko, and welcome back to Stripe Block Party, your friendly neighborhood podcast. Today's guest, I have an amazing woman, a business owner, and of course, my friend. We have Emily in the house.
Hi. So glad to be here.
Yes. Well, thank you for being here.
Yes,
Well, thank you for having me in your amazing store, which is going to be the first pop-up podcast that we've done over here because, for our viewers in YouTube to see this beautiful shop. So, but I gave you a small introduction, but do you want to just let our listeners and viewers and Stripe Mates know who you are in your own words?
Yeah, I'm Emily Johnson. I'm owner of For the Love, and we've been down here in the Arts District for 4 years now. Just a women's boutique, some new clothing, vintage. I'm a mom of 4. I've been married to my high school sweetheart for 19 years.
Love.
Yep. Been in Vegas for most of my adult life. We moved here young and dumb, we always say, in our 20s.
Yes, same here.
Yeah, and then here we are still.
Right?
So
we survived.
Yes, we love Vegas. We actually really love it. So, and we love this, especially this downtown area.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, thank you for that. Well, before we kind of go dive into all things For the Love and the origins of that, let's take it back for a second. I think we kind of talked about this too. How did we meet?
I know. We both can't really pinpoint it.
I know.
I'm a runner. So if my life wasn't so crazy, I would love to think that I would be a regular member of Stride. But I definitely ran with you all, and I ran before even the store opened.
Yes.
So I moved downtown 6 years ago. 7 years ago, pre-pandemic, I moved downtown.
Okay.
So I just remember going to a Stride meetup with a stroller.
Yes.
And my babies aren't stroller babies anymore.
Nope, not at all. They're young little adults running around.
Yes, little tiny humans. But yes, so I've just been around. I love a run community.
Yes.
So I've just always been your all's cheerleader, maybe from afar because of my crazy schedule.
All good. We love a good cheerleader, a crazy one especially.
Yeah.
So yeah, I do believe that as well. I mean, and you know how this neighborhood is, where everyone's so very nice to introduce other people and kind of just like that whole community network that we have here in the Arts District, so which I love. So now speaking of running, I know you, your brother, hubby, runners, all that lovely stuff. And because this is a Run Club podcast, what is your relationship with running? When did it start? How is it right now?
Yeah, so my dad was a marathon runner.
Really?
Yeah, he was a fireman.
Okay.
And then for early in my early childhood, he was a fireman, and he quit to work with my mom because they had a company that was doing well. But I remember him being a runner.
Okay.
He pushed my brother and I in a 4th of July race every year for 10 plus years in those double strollers, but they weren't this is late 80s, early 90s, they weren't heard of then. So my dad was in all these we had these vintage coffee table books that were featured in.
Wow.
Because my dad's pushing us, in these races. He ran the Chicago Marathon. He ran some marathon in Alabama, I remember. But anyway, so I always remember the Chicago being a really big one. I have a T-shirt of his this is maybe 89, 91, something really early, a long time ago. And so he was a runner, which was not as big. And you had no music. You couldn't. You had to go in your car and map out the race route. And that's even when I started. So I went off to college and I had cheered my whole life. And then I got to college and I'm like, oh my God.
You were a cheerleader?
Yes, I was a cheerleader.
I don't know why I'm surprised, but I'm just like.
My husband was a quarterback. It was very very Southern of us.
Oh my God.
So I was like, I got to start doing something athletic that isn't, you can't really cheer outside of cheer. So I started running because that's what my dad did. And I had ran a race or two with him prior. So I ran a half marathon my first year in college. Then I ran a marathon my second year. I ran the Chicago. Because it meant something to me because he had ran it.
Yeah.
And so I ran that. That was my first marathon, was the Chicago Marathon. So I've really pretty much off and on through pregnancies, through all that, ran quite a few. I had uncountable half marathons.
Wow.
I think I've ran 6 fulls. I'd have to, anyways, but yeah, something like that. So quite a few fulls. I always say pre-kid, post-kid. So
yes.
Only 3 post-children. there is some. But my brother, my husband, and I got to run the New York City Marathon last year, and that was a very, very cool experience. We got to raise money. I got in on the lottery. I'm not fast. It's just like a lottery. But my brother, my husband, got to raise money to write Love on Her Arm, which is a really cool suicide prevention organization.
Oh, nice.
Yes. And so they did that. And so we all got to run together. It was just that city comes alive and they cheer for you. And it's unbelievable. We had great weather. But since then, I have claimed to be in retirement. I ran the half after that here in town.
Yeah.
I typically run with Team Hoyt. So I push an athlete. I've done that quite a few years in a row, my husband and my brother and I. And so we really enjoy that. But so we will see if I do it again this year. I just ordered some insoles for my running shoes. Anyway, so we'll see if I come out of retirement.
Well, I love, within the past few years, occasionally I've seen you I think your brother posts more about it when you guys go out for a run.
Yeah.
I love seeing those.
yes, we do. We say it's not a run if you don't post on Instagram.
It's true.
Did you even run?
It didn't even happen.
No, did Stride even exist if it was outside the internet?
Well, I always say, I'm like, put your watches on to whatever you need to do so that it records and people know.
Yes, I mean, what are we doing out here?
Yeah. Well, cool.
Yeah, so I love running. Like, it really has been like a very special, thing in my life and a family business. My dad has 2 new knees, so he's not running anymore with me. But he ran, when I ran the Chicago Marathon when I was 19, my dad finished it with me. He jumped in at the last 6 miles and ran the last 6 miles with me.
That's so nice.
Until I kicked him off the course because he wasn't really in the marathon. But it was really fun.
He's like wearing a 3-piece suit.
He's like, I'm just here.
Random. I was in Chicago actually for a business trip like years ago, and I always love running by the water. So I'm just running by the water, feeling good, and I see people it's my first time in Chicago, so I was like, I'm just gonna follow these people. They know a route. Yeah. I ended up crashing a 5K by accident, because I'm so I kept just running, and I was like, it says finish line. Oh. Crap. And so I was just like,
they give you a medal.
They're just like, hey, blah, blah, waters and everything. And I was like, all right, cool. I was like, and I was like, let me just run across the street.
Well, if you jump on that 215 Beltway in Summerlin, half the time you can catch a 5K in their waters.
Yeah.
You can always be like, oh, there's water here. So nice.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Awesome.
So, yes, I've been running in this town a long time. Yeah. I used to live in the Southwest, and I was training for a marathon one time and ran from the Southwest and met my babysitter at Public Us.
Oof.
Literally, it was like my route. Then I met my kids there. We had breakfast and they drove us home. You gotta squeeze it in. You gotta squeeze it in when you can.
I always love random crazy runner stories like that. That's when you know when you're a runner. You're just you're like, I'm just gonna run there.
I'll meet you there.
Yeah.
That's so great. But I'm retired from that right now.
Yes. And we'll need to get Emily at Stride. And her family.
Yes, for sure. Yes.
Cool. Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
This is the warm-up before we talk about For the Love and everything like that. But being in this beautiful store, and then obviously when it opens, people are coming in and out, all that lovely stuff. What's the feeling you want people to have when they walk in here? What is your hope that their initial reaction is?
Yeah. I think we named it For the Love because it's for the love of the city. That's what our thought was. We really do love, like I said, that we've got stuck here, but we really do love Las Vegas. My husband and I both do. And so when we opened this, it was all the things for the love of downtown, for the love of, family, for community, all the things. So really, just with that name alone, just a good energy. It's very, very colorful and bright in here, and it always has been. And I actually I've gotten more colorful as I've worked here for the last X amount of years. But I've actually used to pretty much wear a lot of black, and I didn't have a ton of color in my house. I do a little bit more. It's funny, as I've gotten more into vintage and different things, it's changed my look on aesthetic, I guess. But I really love just the energy of the brightness in here. And then, of course, inclusivity. That's extremely important to me, to my family, that anyone is welcomed here, that we're just a safe place is what we, hope to always be. So,
cool.
Yeah.
I love that. And then as a business owner, what's one assumption that people may think they have about owning a business that's completely not true?
Probably that you make money. I think people just always think they come in here and they see that it feels a little bougie in here. It feels so they have an assumption that you're doing really well. And retail's really hard, especially small retail, right? We compete with all the big box stores in Vegas. There's every store you could possibly want. Boutiques are not really a thing in Las Vegas. And so they are in the South, where I'm from. Boutiques are very common. You think to go to a boutique to shop for a gift, but here it's not as common. And so I think that's what you just said there, that they just are, it's just not an easy business, right? We've pivoted a ton in the last 4 years, the things we do, the different things we carry, to how many employees we can have, to all the things. And so I think people just think it's probably a little bit of an easier road than it probably is, but it's a fun road.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely are competing with a lot of different things, especially in this day and age. It's not even just the brick and mortar of it all. It's the online of it all. It's the Amazon of it all. It's all those things, right?
Oh, yeah. So we worked on our SEOs, our back end stuff for a lot of years, but we just, you're going to Google where to get a dress, and I'm not the first person that's going to come up. You know, like, even if you put Las Vegas, like, it's like I just am not. And so, because I'm the one working on my SEOs, right? Like I don't have the marketing money to pay someone else, and so most everything in here is done by us. I haven't said I have business partners, and they're fantastic.
Nice.
They came in a couple years ago. You know, I started on my own, and then they came in and they rented a space for vintage, and have taught me a ton about vintage and a ton about. They've taught me a ton about like merchandising the store, and that's been really fun. So if you're an OG For the Love shopper, so when you first were here, it was like it had been a bookstore originally, so we had a lot of shelving. And so we carried men's for a long time.
I remember.
I know. We're still sad that we just had a hard time moving it.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, I get it. Women buy a lot more.
Oh, I get it. Yeah, I get it. I mean, I don't know if I even told you about this, but like my background is buying. So I used to be a buyer at a lovely strip property that I won't mention. But so I understand the whole process of that whole thing. You're just kind of like, while the shop is beautiful, but you're also like thinking like, what's moving, what's not moving? Do I need to move this out? If it's not moving, I should put it on sale. I should put it in this gift bag, buy one, get one, or all the things. So I get it, girl. But I think you're doing an amazing job.
I always say I would love to, I'm allowed to cuss on this podcast, yes?
Absolutely.
Okay. I would love to sell like gratitude journals. Gratitude's a huge part of my life, and I like a practice that has really saved me. I would love to sell like lots of gratitude journals, but instead I sell lots of things that say fuck. People love the word fuck. If you put it on something, people are going to buy it. Yeah. So I'm like, well, you gotta sell what you're gonna sell.
It's
like
true.
you gotta buy what you're gonna sell. So
exactly.
I buy a lot of things that say fuck.
Well, you know, honestly, from me, even though you don't have men's stuff, I still shop here. You know, like I love all your like knick-knack stuff. You know, all your holiday stuff. You know,
but the Spur Vest we would totally sell. So.
Absolutely, and I would still buy it if it was a woman's.
Like, you don't care. I tell everybody when men come in here, I'm like, you know, and we have some hats that are for men. You know, but our bomber jackets are unisex. I always say like. Clothing is very fluid.
Pretty much.
Yes. And that's not for every man, but like, you know, clothing is a fluid thing.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. All right, girl, let's get into the meat of this conversation. So take us back. How did For the Love come into existence, the thought process? Like what made you was like, I'm going to open up a shop?
Yeah. So it's something my mom and I have always talked about. She has a little boutique in Kentucky.
Oh, nice.
So in 2021, she decided she was going to do that. We'd always thought we'd do it together, but then I moved 2,000 miles away. And so she took me on a buy-in trip. So we went to a market, and it was just really, really fun and cool. And I love to shop. So like buying was my first experience with buying. And
so fun, isn't it?
So fun.
I love it.
I mean, that is the best part of this job.
Yeah.
It's going to
you're just shopping for a living in a sense.
And so that's our favorite. My business partner and I, Beth and I, our favorite thing to do is like add things to our cart. And we don't necessarily buy it, but we like skim. Like she'll look at something and I'll look at something and we'll like, you know what I mean? We just love to do that. So, and when we have the budget to get to buy it. And so, so I went on a shopping trip with her. It's something we've always shopped boutiques. It's like I ran with my dad, I shopped with my mom, right? And so we would always support the local little boutiques. And so I got a little jealous. So I started looking for space down here. This was spring of 2021.
Okay.
And I had been home for a solid year at this point, year and a half really, with 4 kids. They had not been in school since the previous spring, and that was a lot. Like it was a lot. I had two littles like in diapers, and then two in school age. Yeah. And so I had told my husband, I'm going back to work. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. My parents are entrepreneurs. I had owned a little fitness studio here when I was in my 20s. Like I had started like a franchise fitness studio. Yes.
Oh, look at this.
I know. And so, just
I love learning all this stuff about you.
Yeah, that's like from another lifetime, right? And so that was, so I like to be my own boss. I don't do real well with authority. So,
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Yeah, I like to work for myself. So this is like, I started to think through this, and we just we had lived downtown at that point for 2 years. We live in McNeil Estate. So we're like on the other side of the 15. So, and so we loved this area. We were regular shoppers at the Good Wolf, which they had they survived the pandemic, which they opened right before that, and we love that shop. And so anyway, so I just started like thinking through this, right? And so when we found this space, this kind of brought it to life, right? This space was such a find. It was open on Main Street. The guy that was in here had a beautiful shop, and it was like a coffee table bookstore almost. Okay. And if it was like in Soho, or like Boys Town in Chicago, it was like he had some gay art on the wall. It was beautiful, and he just like didn't have enough traffic, didn't have enough retail. I mean, probably enough inventory to survive. Yeah. And the time it was such a hard time.
Oh yeah.
I know. So anyway, so we found the spot, and it kind of just like it just has evolved from there, right? I always say, if you want to know how to open something like scrappy, that would be what this is. We've been saving for a new car, and I say my husband's still driving that car. So I just had a little cash, and I was like, I'm going to try this.
Yeah.
My landlord trusted it. We just jumped in, and so here we are 4 years later, and we've signed a new lease. We got a new sign out front.
Yeah, I love it.
I know it took us 4 years to get a big sign, like a big girl sign, but it's pretty great.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you were explaining the process of it coming all together. What was the actual moment where you're like, oh, it's actually happening? Was it day one when the doors open, or when you were like, was it I always like to say in hospitality, there's that pre-opening era, right? So you're kind of in the midst of trying to get product and things put together, but there's always that single moment where you're like, holy shit, I'm opening up.
Yeah, I'm a pretty, I come from very above reproach business owners. My parents are dot all their I's, cross all their T's. They're very honest business owners. So probably for me, I remember where I was when I signed the lease. I was back home. Actually, I spent a lot of July, and my parents have a lake house in a little redneck lake in Kentucky. And so I take my kids there to beat the heat. And I remember signing the lease there, and that was a serious moment for me, because I believe in keeping my word. So if I'm taking over this lease, I'm on the hook for 3 years.
Yeah.
It was a 3-year lease at the time.
Yeah.
So that was scary, and I remember that. And so then when I traveled home was when I got the keys.
Wow.
Yeah, and so we got the keys early August. We opened by September 1st. We were not playing. We were okay, we're gonna just do this. And so we, because you've been here since the beginning, it has evolved a lot.
Oh yeah.
We have a garage door in the back that was shut for probably 6 months. That has a really cool mural on it. A local artist did it. But we were paying for rent in that space, but we had no merchandise to put in it. So then that first...
I totally remember that, actually.
Yes, and then that became an art gallery for a season.
Yes.
A friend of mine knew about it, and he was like, I would like to show my work in here. And I'm like, I would love you to do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I had 2 really good friends show their work in there, and then we've done a couple, so we've done a lot of local art in here, which was fun. So all of that is just little by little evolved. And so then we kind of edged out of the art a little bit, and have done more vintage. So then I had met Beth and Pete at a market, and they, at the time, Beth was making handmade, from vintage materials, she was making handmade quilted jackets.
Oh, wow.
I mean, they're just beautiful. And so she was literally just walking this market, kind of looking at the booth, and I was like, what's happening? Who are you?
Yeah.
Let's be friends. And I within a month, they were in the shop.
Wow.
So that was really fun. So to see it evolve and whatever,
Yeah.
but for sure, I would say our opening, we opened September 1st-ish, but that first Friday was our grand opening. And it was a really cool, all our Vegas community came out. And I say that we didn't have this downtown, not the downtown community we have now.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
We didn't really have that at the time because we weren't as rooted in here. And so we really had a wonderful support system as we opened, and that was a really fun thing to see.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I know you touched on it a little bit earlier, the name, For the Love. You said it's for the love of the city, for the love of this neighborhood, but where did it kind of click in, oh, I'm going to name it For the Love,
You know what? an author I really like has a podcast named For the Love.
Oh, really? Okay.
Her name's Jen Hatmaker, and she's someone, just a thought teacher, I guess, in my life, that has evolved as I've evolved. I would come from pretty strict evangelical backgrounds, and that has changed in my life, and I've watched it change in hers, probably more in mine, but
Yes.
but I and she never had a book named that, but she does have a podcast named that, and so I saw that, and she does For the Love of whatever she's doing on the podcast, right?
I love that.
And so that was actually I totally stole the idea from Jen Hatmaker.
Nice.
Yeah.
And actually now that I think about it, a memory just unlocked. I remember you did something during the holidays where you said For the Love, and you had dry erase markers and stuff, and you had people in the community put for the love of what, blah, blah.
Yeah, and so we would love to be more than a clothing store, right? So we do we've done that. That was an activation we did in here. We've done a pride. We did a pride flag that everyone signed, and we hung in the window one June. This year on Small Business Saturday, we're going to do a gratitude bar. So we'll have strips of paper, and everyone's going to be able to write what they're grateful for, and we're going to hang. We're going to do
I love that.
I'm channeling colorful 1998 Little Women Christmas with those paper. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
A little more colorful.
You said 98, and I was I'm in that room. I know what I was talking about.
Yes. So we love to do a little activation about more than clothing, what's our community look like? What are we showing love towards? I think that my husband and I both just believe that that love is the ultimate everything in life, right? Like if you love well, then I always say that at the end of my life, if you said I love too much, that's fine.
Yeah,
you know, if
I get that.
Too accepting, too loving, you know, then I'm okay with that.
I think it's like the only things I think would be great in abundance of, right?
Right. And you know, I also love clothing. I love fashion. I love pretty things.
I mean, obviously, look at this.
But you know, like, you know, and that's okay too, right? Like, you know, you got to have a little bit of everything in life, right? Like, and so I love, you know, I love that part of this too.
Yeah.
I love buying.
Yes, I get it. That's probably the one thing I do miss about being a buyer is the buying process
so
and
fun.
looking at next season stuff and just really like, oh, I love this. I know my customers would love that, you know?
Yes.
So yeah, that's the one thing I do miss. I just don't miss the you know, the 9 to 5, the 9 to 5 portion of it.
Yeah, retail's a hustle.
Oh yeah, it is.
a hustle.
Yeah. It gets harder when you get older.
Yes.
I'm sure you get this question a lot. I know I do with Stride, but why the Arts District?
Well, we moved down here. So we moved down here, and our kids are in the schools down here. We're big public school advocates. And so our kids are, you know, at the local elementary school, I know. And it's hard. Like, I get it. Like, I get why people make other choices, and that's fine. But for us, the choice was that we really want our kids in the public school system. And so we're behind UMC at the elementary school there. And then we're in 3 schools. So we have a middle and a high school. So I have a high school at LVA, the art school.
LVA.
I know. It's such a great school. Talking about, like, you almost can't even, like, act like you're in a public school. But, yeah, it's so good. But so I have a freshman there this year. But so we love this area. You know, we moved into a 1960s home that has some characters. We love that.
And space, I assume.
Yeah, you know, 4 kids no, but yeah, I mean, I can see where you would think that. Sure for you. So we actually bought this home, and it's actually been redone. So it's not like this original, but you can tell. I mean, it still has that charm, right?
Yeah.
Like, but a single man owned it before us. Just one man lived in this house before us, and you should have seen this house before. I mean, it was so gorgeous. I mean, we move in, and it's like the Clampetts came to. I mean, you know, but everyone's like, "Where do you live?" And where do you live? I'm like, "Oh, I'm here," and they're like, "Oh, the house with all the bikes." I'm like, "Yes, it's just one bike per person, but yes."
The house with all the bikes.
You know, because during COVID, we rode our bikes all the time,
and then
up and down the street.
Bikes, roller skating, rollerblading with
skateboarding. Yeah, we have a basketball.
If I saw a rollerblade, I'm like, you're a 90s kid. I saw.
Just all the things, right? So yeah, we just really love downtown.
Nice.
We love the diversity of it. We love that most of it is small businesses, like really truly, especially in this arts district area. That's not. I mean, that's 95% true. That it's all small business down here.
I say that all the time. I love it.
I know the owners. Like I know the name of an owner of every even restaurant and bar, right? And so that's a very cool community to be a part of.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love this area, obviously, and people are like, "Oh, why are you in the Arts District?" You know, because we came from the Strip, so it's like.
Yeah.
But if you've been local long enough, you know that you just start to love all of the kind of like communities like these better than the allure of the Strip. The Strip is great.
Sure.
It has its purpose for a lot of things, but nothing beats like the Arts District.
And we still get the tourism, right?
Oh, yeah.
Down here, which I think that actually, I was surprised. I would say that I still have more tourism than locals.
Yeah.
And in my sales. And so that was surprising to me. That was something I learned as I think I thought I would be more, not at least 50-50, but I do still like, and I think as we have so much housing coming on down here.
Oh, yes.
So I think that might change in the near future, but for right now I get a lot of tourism still.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, the benefit being down here, we're still pretty close to the Strip, so it's not like they're going to Summerlin. Sorry, Summerlin. But,
yeah, you're probably not going to go to Summerlin from the Strip.
Exactly.
For no reason.
You're not going to go to downtown Summerlin just to go shopping, so.
Yeah, so we get a lot of that, which is great. I love it because I meet people from all over all the time.
Yes. Yeah. No, I get that.
Which is fun.
I kind of want to go back into the whole buying thing, because I love talking about it, it kind of brings me back to a nice place. But so what is your thought process when you're like buying, because I know with me, when I used to buy, it was like, okay, I love this, but I know it's not going to sell, but I have to look at this because I know this is going to sell. Like, what is it similar for you?
Yeah. So when I opened the store, I had no retail experience. I'm like, really, it is a thing.
Ooh, look at it, just fresh baby.
I shop a lot. And so, and I come from a mother that shops a lot. And so, I literally went in my closet and my husband's closet, and we like small brands, right? So I really just started contacting all these brands of things that I knew were smaller batch brands. So you're going, like, we carried Z Supply for a long time. They're only in boutiques, and I knew that. And there's this t-shirt brand that I've done really well with throughout the years in here called Prince Peter, and it's a very, like, I know the guy who designs them. Like, I've met him at market. We've done, just all these different little brands. A lot of men's brands were really fun to find. And so when I was first like shopping, I was like finding the brands, finding the whatever. It has, just like everything in this shop, it has changed a ton. And think of because when you go to market and you're buying, everyone's like, who's your customer? And if you bought for the strip, you understand. I don't know, because my customer is literally, in a given day, I can meet 2 people from Las Vegas, 1 from Kansas, 1 from California, and 1 from Ireland. Yeah. And then I'm like, my customer is not the same, because the Kansas person and the California person have different ideas on what's expensive or what's affordable and all, you know what I mean? Yes. And so I'm like, what we've learned in here though is the more unique and like the funkier, probably is going to do better for us. And so we've like learned that like we cannot sell, we do pretty well with jeans still, but like we don't sell a whole lot of like white t-shirts. Like that's not what you're coming in here for. You're going to go to Target.
Yes, exactly.
You know what I mean? You're going to order on Amazon. Like you're coming here to find that unique piece.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And so that's what we've learned. And we really like to shop. We do like to shop. Like we like to support local as we shop. And so we have quite a few like smaller brands in here.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Off the cuff question. What's your favorite buying show to go to?
Well, I go to Magic mostly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that would be my that is like where I've been the most. I've actually only ever been, I've been to LA.
Okay.
And that was interesting.
Yeah.
Like I'm not sure I would go back there. I've been to Atlanta, which is huge, and that was fun. And I've been to Dallas. And so I would love to try New York or Chicago's, because Chicago actually has theirs has come a far way, I think, is what I've heard.
Oh, really?
And so Beth and I have plans one day to get to go buy. It's hard to spend the money to go buy somewhere like that when like Magic is a huge show.
Oh, it's huge, yeah.
And it's just in our backyard.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
so we just like, it's just so easy to go to that. So
I loved Magic because
it's a great show.
Same thing. You're like, it's there, and then it's so big because I don't know how it is now, but I know back in the day, it was in like almost mainly at Mandalay Bay, but then there was also some things happening at Venetian and other places.
So they've moved fully to the convention center now, and they do like they have Project and Magic, so the different price points.
Project. Yes.
Oh, Project is the apparel. I mean, that's like when you want to make your clothes. Sorry,
Yeah.
They have Magic and something else. But anyways, they have like 3 different places you can go.
Wow.
And so it's huge now. I think it's gotten a lot bigger than when it was at Mandalay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Have you been to the show over here at World Market?
Yeah. So we like to go there and do our smalls and our Christmas. We did our Christmas there this year. And a lot of those reps, because it's a show that stays, we like know the reps and they're local. So we have a couple reps that we like will pop in here and say hi, and like we've gotten to know them over the years. And we're such a small customer for them, right?
Yeah.
Like even one of my, I have a really great rep that comes in from Reno, and he does Pura Vida, those string bracelets.
Yes.
And he's so sweet, and he comes in here and he gives to our swag bags for Small Business Saturday, and he's so great. But he does all the station casinos, their shops. So I mean, my business compared to what he does, you know what I mean? But he's like very great and comes in and says hi and like supports us. But we're just like such a baby compared to we're not buying like the stations casinos are, but
I used to love going to that World Market show.
Yeah.
It was so good. There was just so much going on,
I love to look at the furniture, and I don't buy furniture. I just want to pet it all, and like I know.
You're like, oh, what's this? Okay, that's cool. Cool. Yes. So I wanted to jump into a different subject. Okay. So we did you touched on this a little bit by saying, being inclusive, all that stuff. I like to think, and a lot of people in this community knows that you're a great ally,
Well, I love to tell everyone how I
But, and especially in this current climate, saying an ally and actually being one are like 2 different things,
Yes, I agree.
But where did that allyship come from you?
Well, I think I'm rooted in evangelism or whatever that, I don't know. I was part of the evangelical church for a long time.
Yeah.
And while that did a lot of good in my life, I think I've seen it do a lot of harm in others. And so my brother being one of those people, he's a gay man, and he lives here. And and the church did a lot of harm for him. And so I think I jokingly say, especially to him, I'm an ally, right? Because I spent a lot of years saying I was an ally without like my life really being an ally, because I was a part of this organization that didn't let you be who you are, and love who you want to love. And so as I've moved out of that space in my life, I think it's like it's extremely important to me. I think that's one of the biggest things for me is my allyship, and the fact that I believe that it's the LGBT community is a group of people that I will always fight for, and it's we have not had rights for the LGBT community in our lifetime. You know what I mean? In my oldest lifetime.
Yeah.
I think in my oldest 2 children's lifetime. I think gay marriage was passed when they were babies, and so I just am like, this is like, I'm just I think like you said, today's climate. I live in some fear that some of those could be taken away, and so it's very important to me. I always say our sticker wall right when you come in. You know where we stand in here, and if you don't want to shop, you don't have to shop.
Yeah.
And I think when Trump won for the second, not to get political, but when he won for the second term, we decided that's fine.
Yeah.
You don't have to support us, because I probably wouldn't support you if you had a Trump sticker.
Exactly.
If it was like pro-Trump, I'm not walking in and shopping, and so. Like, you don't have to come in.
Yeah.
We have a lot of really funny stickers. And
yes.
so, like, I have my latest favorite one it's like a little, like, cutesy baby. It's like a naked baby, and it says, God's favorite gay. I don't even really know what that means, but I think that's so cute.
I'm like, I need that. I was like, I need that, actually.
So that is a very important thing to me. And I will continue, to do that as a business owner. I know that's a choice, right? Like, that's... I know that would be hard to do if it was a massive business probably, but it's not, so I get to do what I want.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of still in the same topic, I remember a while back, you hosted a Drag Queen Storytime.
We did.
Yeah, and that came with a lot of different buzz.
It did.
I say that very leniently.
Yeah, way more than we expected. Oh, yeah, that was a wild ride. And we played around with doing another one, a little more low, like, I could do another one and not have to, like, it didn't have to go on my Facebook. My Instagram, it could be an invite only kind of thing, like you word of mouth. Because, I just think we didn't see it. I don't know what we were thinking. We didn't see it coming. I love a drag queen. I've been going to drag shows since I was, 18 years old.
Yes.
And so my brother literally has taken my husband and I for so many years now. I mean, literally, we've gone always, right? I mean, like, my husband's like anyways, it's been great. So we love a drag queen.
Absolutely.
And so I think it's a beautiful art. And I think I don't understand. Like, I'm like, grown men wear their Boy Scout uniforms. I don't understand what the difference is.
Exactly.
I'm like, I got no chill for this. So I just think it's beautiful. And I would love my kids to be exposed to that kind of art. So I started looking at some point for a drag story hour here in town, and there are none. And there might be some here and there, but I have not found any regular ones. And I think there was some news, I guess, about the libraries in California and them trying to keep them out. And so I'm sure I knew the buzz of it, but I was just looking to take my children to one. So when there wasn't one, and June's coming up, I'm like, this is a great opportunity for me to do. Because my husband and I believe that, like we have a very long table and everyone's invited to sit at it. You know what I mean? And so, like, we want to keep that, and we want our kids to know that all different kinds of people get to sit at our table. And so, anyways, we do this thing. My brother has this dear friend that was on RuPaul. We were going to fly him in. We did. We ended up flying him in. We were going to fly him in, and he's going to do this drag story hour. And it was right when the Little Mermaid came out, and he's a black man, and so he was going to sing some Little Mermaid as a beautiful princess, and it was just going to be this beautiful children's, children's hour. And so we really didn't see the hate. We just didn't see it. Like, we got on some radar of some group here in town that really was very, very, very against this. And I think I'm always surprised because I'm not telling you how to raise your children. Yeah. And, like, this isn't a private space, and you don't have to come.
Yeah.
So my husband and I, we would say now that it was some arrogance on our part that we thought we could meet with these people and show them our hearts and let them know why we are choosing to raise our children like this. And they were going to hear that and accept it. And so we had these people into our store, which then they made they recorded us without us knowing, and then they made some kind of, some kind of reel. And I mean, we got very blown up online.
I remember that time.
Especially my husband, which is really funny because the poor man was just going alongside me. You know what I mean? Like, but they it's not even worth getting into. Yeah. But he's a professional here in town. And so, I think we've just come to acceptance just like almost a little bit in this space, but it's like, if you're not okay with that, then he's a therapist. And then maybe, if you Google him enough, if you really want to Google your therapist, you could find some articles that were hatred towards him and this event we did. And if you don't want a therapist that did a drag story hour, I guess you don't want a therapist. There's not a lot we can do about it. Like, this is what we believe, and so and this is how we are raising our children. And so we almost canceled it. You really know about it because I reached out to all my people in my life that I knew would support it. That even so I started dragging you people in that don't have children because I knew you would support it and make it feel like a safe place.
Absolutely.
And so people showed up. Yeah. And so we had a beautiful story hour. I think the biggest thing was our queen. We called him, and he. We were like, my brother was very nervous. He was nervous for my family. Yeah. He didn't want my family to be harmed. If it wasn't to do with his niece and nephews, I don't think he would care as much, but he got nervous. And his friend just said, hey, like pretty much like the Michelle Obama, like when they go low, we go high. Yeah. And like we're doing it. Like, and this is a black man that's our age that's been a drag queen his whole life. He has dealt with adversity.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
absolutely.
Like he is not like this is not new for him.
Exactly.
And so is my brother, but it was my first like look at like how much people hate the queer community. And so
unfortunately.
Yeah, but we had a beautiful turnout. Literally, like I always say, every gay man I know in town came. And a lot of them just stood outside. Yeah. And like we had a wine and cheese truck, and they just they didn't need to come in for the story. We had so many children.
That's so good.
It was beautiful. Yeah. It was a beautiful turnout, and there was no anything. We had a couple news outlets, but I was very hesitant of that. And then I met a man. A man called me, and I knew it was a gay man, and I was like, okay, I'll let you come in. Yeah. Because I just didn't want the bad press over something that I believed in.
Exactly.
And so, it was good press, So it ended up being beautiful, but we have not done it since. I really would love to do another one, but it was something else.
I get it. Yeah. I mean, that
was like a safety thing that we, we lost a ton of Instagram followers, all that. I don't care about that.
Who cares?
We gained some too.
Yeah.
And I've had people come in here since then. I've had like a set of parents come in that have a trans child that have shopped in here since because they just saw the news or the thing.
Nice.
And they probably aren't my normal demographic.
Yeah.
But they have supported my store and came in because they appreciated, the allyship.
Yeah.
So if you didn't know, I'm out.
Well, if you haven't heard it enough, I mean, thank you from as a out proud gay man, being surrounded by whether you're in the queer community, but a lot of allies, but actual allies, so I just want to say thank you, so.
Yes, I mean, it's the smallest thing, like I say, like it was the first time I felt like, I don't know, discriminate against is the right word, but felt, but that's like something you've had to deal with your whole life, and so we were proud to do it, but like, maybe we'll do it again. The best part of that night is my son he's 7 now, I don't know, he was 3 years ago, 2 years ago, anyways, he was little, and he came up to me and said, Mom, that boy has a dress on. And I said, yeah, he does. Isn't he beautiful? He's like, he's beautiful.
Aww.
And he was like, you think he got it from his mom? I'm like, maybe. And that's what I want. I want my son to see that and see it as beautiful and not as odd and not, not as anything to like, just to look at it and go, oh, wow, he looks beautiful.
Yeah. Appreciate the art of it all.
Yes, yes. And so that we love that. My other
for the love of the art.
For the love of the art. Yes, for the love of the queen. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah. I know it was an interesting situation, but I do want to address.
Yes. It turned out so beautifully that we didn't know it would, but it did. So we were so grateful for that.
Cool. Well, let's close out this segment. I want to kind of bring it back to the store level a little bit. What was something you never saw coming when you opened up a shop, especially having no retail experience, all that stuff? You kind of, obviously you have two amazing entrepreneur parents, so you kind of could watch from the sidelines. So what was something that you're just like, probably couldn't prepare yourself for, that you're just like, oh, well, that's new?
Yeah, maybe the influx of sales in here, it's been a wild ride because when we opened, there was some COVID money and people were ready to get out. And we were masked in here for 9 months. We were mask mandated for 9 months still in the city. And so we adhered to that. If customers came in, we always put a mask on. And but I would say that like our first year we did extremely well in sales because I think people were going out and doing things. Yeah. And then I think it just is a wild ride to watch retail. And I hear this throughout everyone. Anyone that owns any kind of like, you do not need that skirt. Like that skirt is very pretty, but you do not need it and you have to go buy eggs, right? And so when people are scared, the first thing they cut from their budget is not going out to eat because that's, you still do that. Yeah. But it is like getting a new piece of clothing. And so especially like, really it's not basic clothing, it's something fun. And so that has been a wild ride. Like I have no predictions. It's wild, right? Like, and I've tried everything, but it kind of keeps you on your toes. Yeah. Like we figured it out enough to survive. Yeah. And so we are doing it, but like it was definitely not. But that first year I'm like, this is gonna do great. And the second year I was like, maybe not. maybe it's going to struggle, which is, part of any like passion project is like,
absolutely,
you get the good and the bad. And, and so that's probably my very, I'm like, I can be very task oriented person.
Yes.
So I'm like, I'm not a dreamer sometimes. I'm like, oh, how are we going to pay the bills?
Right.
So yes, definitely it's been a wild ride.
Nice. Well, being that has been a wild ride, what is your hopes for the love in the next like 3 to 5 years? Or like, where do you see this? How's the evolution do you think it might be, or your hopes for it?
Yeah, you know what? I still continue to struggle with. For me, it's not just about the clothing. I really want it to be a community space, right? And what are things that I can do and activate in here that make it so.
Yes.
And so we always spend Small Business Saturday together.
Yes.
Stride finishes here, which
Absolutely.
is so fun. And we, provide coffee and booze and snacks, and you all shop amazingly, like you all do locally. And so that's probably my favorite day of the year in here is that day. Like I won't travel. I will not. I traveled last year for Thanksgiving and came home for it, right?
Yes.
And so this is my favorite day of the year in here. But so just to do more events like that. So one of the things that's been such a joy in my ownership of this boutique this year has been me and a couple other women in this area have started a wine walk. We had 2 last year.
Yes.
And those were very successful events and very fun. And it was, I think we had 18 stops or something. Anyways, so that has been like being on the committee to host this wine walk has been really, really fun and community driven, and to get people at all these really cool, they're all shops and art galleries down here, not, the restaurants people come for, the bars people come for, but it's all these tiny little mom and pop shops that we want people to stop in at. And so that's been a really fun thing. So I think like, as I go forward 3 to 5 years from here, I just want to continue to do these community events that bring people in, not just for a piece of clothing, but like for fun, for acceptance, for a safe place, for community.
Yes. Well, I can't wait for all of these other events that might be happening up, which we'll probably plug a few towards the end. We'll plug it towards the end over here. Awesome.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see all the other community events. All right, girl, let's talk. Let's go on our last segment. Let's run the block. This is just like some quick fire, one answer. I mean, if you want to explain, go right ahead. We're talkers, so I totally get it.
You're like, Anna, I'm going to have to cut this.
I know. I'm like, cut it. All right. What is your favorite brand in the shop right now that you're obsessed with?
You know what? For me, it's vintage right now.
Okay.
I was not into vintage, and Beth has like pulled me that way. And so this kimono is vintage.
Nice.
I know. So just fun. It's so unique.
So I'm going to tag on this other question since you said vintage. So what sticks out to you in vintage? You're like, I have to have that piece. Like, what is like what is kind of like a characteristic within vintage? You're like, that will look great on me.
Yeah. For me, I think I'm a little picky still. Like I'm not, and I don't like. Some people just like they look like they came from the 80s or the 90s, and I'm not that. And so like I want a timeless piece of vintage. So like I'm really into leather jackets or blazers, or I love a kimono. And so I guess our favorite brand in here right now is a new kimono brand we have. Like they're new clothing, and they are designed in California. That's our best seller in here. It's like we have these long kimonos that have a tiger on the back.
I love
always
a kimono.
have them in here. Yeah.
I mean, if I showed you my closet, you'd be like, "What do you have all these?"
And so now I do too. I love a kimono too now. So like I love it. You can wear it with jeans. You can wear it with a dress. You can wear it.
And you can do it's flowy. Don't you feel great when you're just walking
and it just
through
flows?
Yes.
I know. It's so good. It's so good.
Yeah, that's my obsession too. So I get
so
that.
I'm loving vintage right now, but that's just like it's a new thing for me.
Yeah. Okay. Favorite or arts district business you want to give a shout out to?
Oh gosh, I would say those women that I've done this wine walk with are my favorite things to send you to right now.
Yes.
Most people know Jen Toller, who does a Ken Cooperative. She does Market in the Alley. She's part of Deskland, the bar, the new bar down here. So she's amazing. She's such a hustler, and she's just a really great human being. Corey, that runs Spilled Milk. I think I sent you all there last year, and you have not been in because she's pretty new. She's new. She started doing pop-ups in here before she had that name. She did called Koki Design. She does design work too.
Okay.
She wears many hats. She has a full-time job too.
Yeah.
But she owns this adorable home accessory store.
Yeah.
I mean, it is just the cutest, and she has such a great eye for design.
Yeah, we actually went last year for Small Business Saturday. It was the first time, yes, so I took a few of our crew, and I got this amazing shout out to Spilled Milk. This little globe that had a unicorn on it.
Well, I thought you were going to say, because my number one gift I give to people, gay men, is a gold banana. She has like a bookend. It's a gold banana, and it's really fabulous.
You're like, wait, she has that over there?
I'm like, it's been given a lot. to people for their housewarming.
Fantastic.
Yes. But yeah, she's just great, and she's always supported my shop, and then her opening her own has been fun, and to have her as a community. And so I remember that small decided. She said, "Thanks for sitting stride over here," because y'all shop locally.
Yeah,
really well.
I mean, we don't shop just to shop. Like we are shoppers, you know.
Yeah, but like you really have always supported. All of you have always supported this shop, and so she felt that love too that day. So, and then the third person in that is it's called Style House, and it's like if you've been downtown, if you've been in this arts district for a long time, you're like, what is that shop? How do I get in? But it's their original name is Foreplay, and they are they were located in LA, and they have been here they're like OGs in Sabre. They were on Main, and now they're on right across from Dig It Coffee.
Yes.
And it's appointment only, except for during Halloween. They do mostly costumes, like very sexy.
Yes.
But swimwear, lingerie, really anything you need, and they style you. And so Tina, who runs that shop, she's the manager there, and she is just, we have met, and we are, like, she says she's the Asian version of me.
Work.
Like, we are like the same human. We're very ADHD, we're moving fast, we're very forgetful, and then we're like going back to it, and so her and I have had so much fun together in this community since I met her. I just met her like 6 months ago because of this wine walk.
Yeah.
And that shop is the best. Like, anyone needs to make an appointment, you need to go in.
Oh my God.
It'll be open on our Christmas tree lighting. The Arts District has Christmas tree lighting put on by us, the wine walk people. And they will be open to the public that day, like just for a couple hours.
Oh, nice. Yeah. I'll have to, I mean, we walk by it every time.
I know, everyone's always like, what is this elusive? It's huge.
Yes.
And there's so much inventory, and it's so fun. And they can make you anything.
Oh.
They can tailor you anything. They like literally, it's just fabulous.
Wow. Okay. Good to know.
She's a talented person.
Yeah, I still need to get in there. I just want to look.
I just want
to look.
You'll love it. Like, you'll just love it. Like the headdresses, and I mean, just crazy stuff.
Nice. Sounds like gay heaven. Anyways.
It really is.
All right. As of today, full marathon, half, 10K, or 5.
Oh no. You know what? I always a half marathon. I don't really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, always.
Nice.
Maybe a 10K. I run one a year at 4th of July in my hometown, but I just. Half marathons are so attainable, but it's still a feat.
Oh, it is.
You did a badass thing, but you did it and it didn't consume your entire existence.
Yeah.
When if you're running a marathon, that's all you're doing.
All you're doing.
Yeah. I mean, you've got anything you do as a hobby outside of the running the marathon, it's like the recovery from running the marathon.
Pretty much, yeah. It's still related to the running.
Yeah. So I'm not a big 5K person just because my life's busy, and so I don't sign up for a ton. I did do one last year with my son, his first 5K. That was fun.
Oh, cute.
So if one of my kids wants to run with me, but half marathon. Even today, even in my retirement.
Wow, that's pretty good. I can't say the same.
You're like,
I'm like, I can't say, because I feel the same. I'm like, I do love half. I love how I feel after a half, because I'm like, oh, accomplished. But I'm like, ugh, the training for it, just getting up to that point,
It's still a lot.
And there's always that mileage. Like, I want to say it's like probably like 5 miles before you're just like, I'm done.
Always. That's always.
I'm done.
It doesn't matter if you're doing it. That's always, right? Like your last mile of a 10K, you're like at mile 5 and you're like, can I make it to 6? You know what I mean? That's the runner's brain.
Yeah.
Right? You're just like, it's like 80% in your head.
Yeah.
You're like,
it's all in your head.
Yeah.
And then you just have a gel.
When I'm doing a 5K, I'm trying to go faster. You know what I mean? Oh. And I don't really like to run fast, so I'd rather run a slow half marathon. Have the excuse, it's 13 miles.
Yes.
My husband power walking next to me because he's so tall.
Oh my God.
Makes me mad.
Nate, our lovely Arts District gentle giant.
He's so tall. And so literally my little legs are trying to keep up with him. Yeah.
Normal stride for him. You is just literally it's a 10 to 12 minute mile.
That's true.
All right. So if Stride, because it's called Stride Block Party, if we threw a block party tomorrow, what is the one song that will get you out on the dance floor?
Don't judge me, but I would have to say anything Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's cute.
I know. I
love that.
My daughters are Swifties.
Yeah.
We don't want to listen to the haters of the new album. We loved it. We don't care. We've got Swiftie ornaments in here, all of them.
I mean, I love that whole Showgirl video.
Love it.
You know, and I just, I'm a sucker for a 10-minute video about your ex.
I'm here for it.
I was like, I'm watching this whole thing the whole day.
She can't do any wrong in my book. I was the Eras Tour.
Oh,
I will have to sell a kidney next year so I can take next time she goes, so I can take my girls.
Yeah, you definitely.
So I'll sell a body party.
I hear they're really good right now. So.
Yeah, that's great.
All right, last question, my dear.
Yeah.
What is one word to describe for the love?
Love.
I like that.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Well, that's a wrap on the block party, dear.
Thank you so much for
Thank you
having
for joining me.
Fun.
Is there anything you want to plug by any chance?
Well, yeah, we have some events coming up.
We do?
Yes, we do. Okay, so we have Small Business Saturday, which
Yes.
is the Saturday after Thanksgiving.
Yes.
And Stride will finish in here.
Yes.
We say we open at 10. They might come earlier, but we open at 10 to the general public. And then and we get swag bags for the first 50 customers, which is really fun. And Market and Alley's here down there, and so that's really fun. And then December 6th, we're doing a tree lighting down here.
Oh, nice.
So there's like 25 local businesses that will pull a tree out on the sidewalk, and at 5 o'clock they'll light up.
Oh.
I know. And then we're hoping maybe you're planning something to do in here.
Oh, yes. And actually, I will announce it out here.
I was going to let you do that.
I was like, well, first of all, for our Small Business Saturday, it's going to be a usual Stride. We're going to meet in the Arts Factory courtyard, do our Stride, run around the Arts District like we do, but we're going to end here for coffee, mimosas, and of course, some shopping. And just community, just being around the community as well.
It's so fun. I love it so much.
But we do have an amazing, fun event coming up that I'm happy to announce right now. December 10th? Is that what it is?
It's a Wednesday. It's a Wednesday.
Yeah, it's a Wednesday.
Yes.
I'll be promoting it soon.
Yes.
But I am going to be doing a lovely Christmas world tour. By world tour, just around in Las Vegas. This is my world.
Wednesdays in December.
Yes. If some of you don't know, I'm a dance instructor. And I'll be doing a pop-up dance class in some small businesses around Clark County. And of course, I have to do it here at For the Love. So I'll be teaching the choreography to Mean Girls Jingle Bell Rock. So
fun. I cannot wait.
Just a small little fee. Come in here, come and shop, hang out.
Wear pink.
Wear pink.
On Wednesdays,
wear some
pink.
Santa stuff. Get a Santa hat. Look cute.
You can go to Foreplay, but they have a Santa outfit.
Yeah. Yeah. I was like, you could dance in it, but you might be falling out of some stuff.
We're all inclusive in here.
Yes. And then what else? How can people shop and find you online?
Yeah, we're online. We have Instagram, it's forthelove.lv. Our website's forthelove.lv.com. We ship. I even shipped someone locally this week because she hadn't picked it up and had been here a long time. I texted her, I'm like, you want me to ship this to you? Henderson's very far. So,
it is.
Yeah, so we just, we will do it. We'll do a little discount on Black Friday. And
okay.
Then we're open 7 days a week, except for Thanksgiving and Christmas Day. So we're here.
Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you,
Yes,
my love.
it was so good.
Love you.
Thank you.
Well, that's it, crew. This is it for this blog party over here. In the link, in the description, I'm going to have all the links to For the Love, all that lovely stuff. Stride Vegas. You'll have all of our links down there for Stride, the blog party, as well as my own, because shamelessly plugging my own self. But if anything, I will see you on the next blog party. Bye, Stride mates.